are back with another video, and it looks like Barney B is here to sabotage Nicki Minaj, okay, in 2026. Now, before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Cardi B tweeted, Cardi B did her job this year. I don't know what that job was other than getting knocked up. But she said it's Bacteria's turn in 2026. Belcalis, sorry. So a lot of fans are speculating that she is teasing another album, okay? A fan responded and said, Belcalis, the Spanish album coming 2026, get up. And she responded and said, that's La Cardi. Now, there has been some speculation that Nicki Minaj will be dropping an album, and it's going to be self-titled called Onika. So now Cardi B is talking about dropping something, and it's going to be titled Belcalis. Okay, so she is definitely watching the queen. Some fans are speculating that it could be an album. I don't think Cardi B will drop an album that soon. She might do a deluxe, but I don't know if she'll do a full album next year. Okay, considering that she will be touring. But there is a rumor that she will be dropping a Bodega Baddie remix featuring Bad Bunny, who is performing at the Super Bowl. Okay, there is a rumor that she will be calling the Bad Bunny to come save that career because her music is tumbling down the charts. So she got a call on the king of the Latin community currently, and allegedly he may bring her out on the Super Bowl. That's what the streets are saying, because they do have their hit record, I Like It, that they could perform. Now, considering that Nicki Minaj did announce that she will be dropping an album the week of Cardi B's album coming out, a lot of fans are saying that they want Cardi B to drop the same week as Nicki Minaj. Let me know, who do you guys think is going to go number one? Do you think Cardi B and her payload going to go number one? Or do you think Nicki Minaj is going number one? Here's the thing. I feel like, why does she need to drop music? I feel like this could be, her dropping her clothing line that she said she was supposed to drop, this year, so it could be her clothing line. She might have other business ventures she might be getting into. But here's my thing. I think Cardi B wants to compete with Nicki Minaj, but now that she knows that when it comes to stats, she'll never really be able to compete with Nicki without the payola package. That's why she was crying, when Nicki Minaj was on her ass, and she was saying, I'm not Nicki Minaj's peer, because she was trying to double back after she was trying to surpass Nicki Minaj first week sales all week. Once she realized she couldn't do that, she tried to backtrack. So let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, moving on to Doja Cat. Doja Cat becomes the longest charting female rapper of all time on Billboard 200. She has been on the charts for 414 cumulative weeks across 5 studio albums. She surpasses Nicki, who held the record for 9 years since April 2016. Here's my thing. Doja Cat can break this record, but her album is flopping. The Doja Cat fans, they get happy about anything. Listen, the album's flopping, and Doja Cat's album is fire. Let's be very clear. Her album is not trash at all. But Doja Cat doesn't have the same catalog as Nicki Minaj. I don't like when people compare Doja Cat to Nicki and try to act like she's on the same level, or she is the princess. She could have been the princess. She used to be the princess. But I feel like she don't rap enough or have enough bars to be the princess, okay, in my opinion. And I feel like, congratulations to breaking this record, but your album's flopping still. No shade. Nobody is checking for V. Now, the Payola Board Awards are back for Cardi B. It has been falsely reported by the RIA that Cardi B officially becomes the #1 highest selling female rapper in RIA digital sales, surpassing Nicki Minaj despite only having 2 albums. I definitely don't believe that. And they're trying to say she has done 77 million with 2 albums. Nicki Minaj has done 65.6 million with 5 albums. I don't fully believe that at all. Okay, I know this is one of Cardi B's paid awards or paid accolades. Reason why I don't believe that is because you couldn't even outsell Nicki Minaj with your second album for I Am Ugly album versus Pink Friday 2. You couldn't even outsell her. Okay? And you did a lot of promotion. You was on the subway acting like a crackhead, begging for sales. You literally was twerking, acting a fool, pregnant, shaking that funky ass, blowing farts in the wind. Okay? You was doing a whole lot of promotion and only did 200,000. Well, actually, not even 200,000. 100,099. Okay, you didn't even really do 2. Let's be very clear. Chart that and Billboard posted 199. So I definitely don't believe Cardi B is outselling Nicki Minaj on anything because you did a lot of promotion. You had like 3 music videos, you had playlists, and you had radio. You had a scratch off feature, you got a Kalani feature. You got a Bad Bunny remix coming, and you still can't outsell Nicki. So I think that this is a false narrative they're trying to push. Just like how, they trying to say her album is platinum, but yet you only did 199 first week. Okay? So, and your songs are tumbling down the charts. We got to talk about that too. So I think this is another paid accolade that they're giving to Cardi B. Now, I will say this. I want Nicki Minaj to step on the next era. I don't know if that's going to be possible because, when it comes to gaining a push and selling albums and stuff like that, talent don't really matter. Even making good album don't really matter. People are still shitting on Bia, and her album is fire. But it all comes down to who you know and who's on your side in alliances. And I feel like even though Cardi B definitely never in life will be able to outsell Nicki Minaj no matter what she does, I do feel like Nicki's era will be sabotaged. Now, we do have to talk about the fact that D0JA's collaboration, Beat a Bitch Up, whatever that was called, that was trash. Okay? It is no shade to D0JA, but I have a theory that she has completely fell off. Not just, her not really dropping as much, but also the fact that definitely don't stay. It is really no shade. I don't understand how you could put out several collaborations. It's not the first one she's put out since Anxiety, and nothing sticks. Didn't she do a remix with The Weeknd? What happened to the remix that she did with The Weeknd? That flopped too. I feel like D0JA don't have the superstar quality that people were trying to push. And I don't think she deserved, in my opinion, her Grammy. How you sell 11K first week and get a Grammy? Okay, so now flops are able to get Grammys? D0JA honestly needs to be stopped. I'm tired of people sugarcoating it all the time with her. I think D0JA's the first dark-skinned female rapper to get away with mediocrity. Okay, I don't understand how she can put out all these collaborations and it flopped. I'm sorry. I think that a conversation needs to be had about D0JA, and the fact that we haven't gotten another single after Anxiety, that's a little bit weird since she's rolling out an album. Like, you couldn't even get in the studio and give us another hit. Okay, does D0JA have writers? That is the question of the day. I'm starting to think either D0JA has writers, or she definitely is the industry plant that people were calling her a few months ago. I try to give her the benefit of the doubt because I want to see her succeed. But I'm like, she does not have more talent than, in my opinion, than some of the other girls. Okay? But she's heavily getting a push. I'm like, that record was so trash. And it's not because it was rock. I just feel like it sounded like a Disney Channel single. Like something you would hear on like Empire or something. Now, Queen Bee keeps winning. Queen Bee's campaign with Levi's helped drive a reported 12% growth in the company's women's division. Levi's reported a 7% revenue increase in the third quarter, reaching $1.5 billion. U.S. sales grew by 3% and adjusted net income rose to $136 million. The campaign also contributed to a 11% rise in direct to consumer sales. Okay, so everybody be dragging Queen Bee, saying that she can't sell nothing but sacred selling, and Queen Bee's Levi jeans advertising is also selling. Okay, but the real thing, what we really need to get into is how much y'all think Act 3 is gonna do. You know, Queen Bee is getting clowned because, you know, Queen Taylor is doing 4 million first week. Do you guys think Queen Bee could do 1 million first week? Okay, let me know. I feel like the reason why Queen Bee does less than Taylor, like a lot less, is because, one, she don't promote. Queen Taylor did 5 interviews, not with Vogue and Harper Bazaar, an actual interview where people could see her on video, on TV. Okay, that's one. Now, the other thing about Queen Taylor is she put out a lot of variants for her albums. You know, she do put out 30 to 40 different variants every time she roll out an album. So that's another thing. Queen Bee's not doing that. She might put out 4 or 5 variants. She ain't doing 30. And the thing is, also, she hasn't put out music videos the last 2 albums. So she don't really do enough promotion. I feel like Queen Bee could do a milli first week, but I just feel like she don't promote enough when it comes to her music. And maybe she just don't care because it's going number 1. But I just feel like she needs to switch it up for the next era. I feel like going on tour is cute and everything, but we need music videos. We need more promotion. We need you to be out there. I don't expect her to do 4 milli, okay? Because she's not going to put out 30 variants for 1 album. Let's just be very clear. You know what I'm saying? She's not doing that. And then on top of that, she makes more meaningful music than Taylor. But I just feel like, you know, you can do a little bit more the next era. Okay? I think that Queen Bee should try to sell at least 1 milli first week. Okay, for Act 3. Now, moving on from that, Megan Thee Stallion earns a Mental Health Champion of the Year award. Okay, by the Trevor Project. Dua Lipa, Janelle Monáe, Bottom Nas X have also earned the honor from the Trevor Project. My whole thing is, why the hell is Megan winning an award or being honored for mental health? I mean, what has she done? Okay, no shade. I feel like Megan Thee Stallion gets a lot of sympathy awards, okay? Why is Bottom Nas X also getting honored? Wasn't he running in the street acting like a crackhead, okay, on some sort of substance? Let that be Nicki Minaj or Queen Bee. It would have been, oh, cocaine Barbie, oh, Queen Bee is a has-been, oh, she's on coke. You know, it's funny how certain people can get away with acting a fool and some people can't. It's very interesting. But I don't feel like any of these people deserve no mental health, award. Okay? No shade. I don't care if, they talked about their mental health. Just because you talk about something, that don't mean you should be honored for anything. Megan Thee Stallion said, my goal has always been to use my platform to help break stigmas around mental health and provide resources for those seeking safe spaces to have honest and heartfelt conversations. I think you won this because of the sympathy train, okay, because you got shot by Tory, allegedly. Really by Kelsey, but, you blaming Tory, allegedly. But, I don't feel like, she deserved this award. And I really feel like at the end of the day, Megan is part of her own demise. I think people got to stop looking at Megan as a victim. You fall out with everybody. You're not cool with Gorilla anymore. You're not cool with several people that used to work for you. Kelsey, Winnie Harlow, Nicki Minaj, Champagne Thickums, Riri. There's a lot of people that don't fool with you. And I think you're part of the problem. So I think you need to stop playing the victim role and woe it's me. Because nobody's believing that. People don't support your music. They support you online, but when it comes to your music, a lot of your music flops. Now, moving on from that, Not Like Us received over 1.2 million Paolify streams yesterday, and returned to Apple Music's top 100 in multiple countries: United States, Canada, New Zealand, Netherlands, Australia, and also Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us re-enters the top 100 on iTunes, moved up 83 spots. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Now, even though I do think that Not Like Us is a classic, this record will go down in history. I feel like y'all are poking at Champagne Thickums, and he is going to have a mental breakdown. Okay. Since he lost his lawsuit and he lost the rap beef, okay, and battle, he's gonna end up crashing out. I can see it happening. Because one thing I know about Scorpios, they do not like to take L's. And clearly he did not want to take an L at all. And he took one during the rap battle and after. So I can see Champagne Thickums definitely going off on a tangent. I'm just waiting for it to happen. Now, I wasn't really going to talk about this, but it has been, going viral all over social media. And, a lot of people feel like I go hard on Saweetie. But unfortunately, Saweetie, you do have to receive 150,000 lashes, okay? It has been reported and, receipts have been revealed that Saweetie is an alleged escort, okay? Her ex-road manager / best friend basically exposed her because she said that Saweetie owes her some money. Now, it has been reported that Saweetie goes all over the world to sleep with really rich men for money, since her career is on Floppiana. Now, here's my thing, and the reason why I'm giving Saweetie 150,000 lashes, not because she's selling that cootie cat. She might as well. She's very pretty. The music career is flopping. I mean, what else are you gonna do? The reason why I feel like you deserve 150,000 lashes is because you're supposed to be sleeping with executives for your music career, okay? Like the greats used to do. You sleeping with people that don't even help your music career. You still flopping, but you giving up that coochie for money? You supposed to be giving it up for your career, okay? Now, I'm not saying she should hoe around, but she's hoeing around anyway, so you might as well hoe around for your career. That's all I'm saying. We see how sleeping your way to the top has gotten a lot of these girls very far. Look at J-Ho. Look at Riri. The chart obsessed racist allegedly. There's a lot of girls that have slept around to the top and has gotten them far. Saweetie, you're sleeping around to the bottom. You have bad coochie management. Because if you sleeping around, you should be at least sleeping with executives that can help get your song on the charts, okay? Because it's not about talent, which you don't have, but it's about knowing who can help your career, okay? So I just feel like she has bad coochie management, and that's why she's getting 150,000 lashes. I feel like it's really not that hard to sleep with somebody that's powerful when you look like Saweetie, and I just feel like she's doing it all wrong. And I just can't respect it. So 150,000 lashes. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on what's going on with Nicki and Queen Taylor on Patreon. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.